Hey everyone, welcome back. We all know how hard it is to stay on top of everything happening these days.
Right.
It's like drinking from a fire hose
It
outdoor.
really is. Information overload, huh?
Totally.
For
So that's
sure.
why we're here, right? Cutting through the noise and focusing on what really matters.
Exactly. Giving you that in-depth analysis without having to wade through endless articles and reports. And, speaking of things that matter, we found something pretty interesting. It's this recent development with Bangladesh and NASA.
Oh yeah, Bangladesh joining the Artemis Accords, right.
Yeah.
Saw some headlines, but honestly, it kind of got lost in the shuffle. So what's the big deal?
Well, on the surface, it might seem like just another space agreement. But when you dig a little deeper, it starts to hint at some pretty significant long-term shifts.
Okay, I'm intrigued. Tell me more. First, though, for those who haven't been following every space policy update, what are the Artemis Accords exactly? I mean, what's the core idea?
So think of them as like the rule book, the groundwork for how we as a species are going to operate in space going forward. Okay, a space rule book. I like it.
Yeah, and the best way to understand it, I think, is through this idea of the Artemis generation.
Artemis generation.
Yeah, it's this vision of a future where living and working, beyond Earth isn't just science fiction anymore. Like, it's a real possibility.
Wow.
And this transcript we have from the Business Standards YouTube channel, they interviewed the chairman of BIDA,
BIDA?
Bangladesh Investment Development Authority.
Yeah, of course.
And he really lays out this whole idea. The Accords, they're all about setting the stage for this Artemis generation. And get this, 53 countries have already signed on.
53. Wow, that's a lot.
It is. And now Bangladesh makes it 54. So there's some serious global momentum building here.
Yeah, no doubt. So the big question for us, for our listeners, is why is Bangladesh making this move now, and what could it mean for them down the road?
Right. What's in it for them?
Yeah. Well, the BETA chairman, in the transcript, he's pretty upfront about their motivation.
Yeah.
He sees joining the Artemis Accords as, like, a crucial first step toward this pretty ambitious long-term goal.
Which is?
Bangladeshi astronauts in space.
Whoa.
I know, right? It's a bold statement.
It really is. I mean, that's not something you hear every day.
But what I find really fascinating is how this ties into the aspirations of young people in Bangladesh today.
Oh, interesting.
How so?
Well, the chairman tells this story about asking a bunch of primary school kids what they want to be when they grow up. And guess what a significant number of them say?
I don't know what.
Astronauts.
Seriously?
Yeah. Isn't that amazing?
That is pretty cool.
It really highlights how interconnected the world is now.
Yeah.
These kids are growing up with this global awareness. These big dreams aren't limited by geography anymore.
That's so true.
He even contrasted it with his own generation, saying they didn't have that same outlook. So this agreement, it's like tapping into this existing ambition, this youthful energy.
That's a great point. It's like the country saying, hey, we see you, young people. We hear your dreams. Exactly. We want to be a part of that future.
Not just watching from the sidelines.
Right. And, if you connect this to the bigger picture, it's about Bangladesh positioning itself for the long term in a field with, like, huge potential.
For sure. But let's get practical for a minute. I mean, the dream of Bangladeshi astronauts is exciting and all. But what about the more immediate benefits? What does Bangladesh gain by signing these accords right now?
That's a great question, and the transcript actually outlines a few key advantages. First off, it creates a framework for collaboration.
With NASA?
With NASA, of course, and all those other countries that are part of the Accords.
Right.
So that could mean sharing research, participating in missions, accessing all sorts of valuable resources and knowledge.
It's like unlocking a door to a whole network of space expertise.
Precisely. And there's also a specific mention of the Bangladesh Space Agency.
Ah, so this isn't just theoretical. They already have an agency in place.
They do. And this agreement, it gives them a formal way to partner with NASA directly.
That's huge.
The chairman even points out that there are already talented Bangladeshi scientists working in space-related fields.
So it's not starting from scratch.
Not at all. There's a foundation there. And this collaboration could really boost their work, create more opportunities within Bangladesh itself.
Interesting. So the benefits go beyond just sending people into space.
Absolutely. The transcript talks about developing space science within Bangladesh.
Okay, so what kinds of things are we talking about here?
Well, advancements in satellite technology, Earth observation, data analysis, all that kind of stuff.
Right, things with real-world applications here on Earth.
Exactly. And then looking even further down the line, the chairman mentioned something else that I think is really important.
What's that?
Future employment. new opportunities for the younger generation.
It's not just about a few astronauts. It's about building a whole ecosystem.
Exactly. Investing in space science, it can be a catalyst for innovation across all kinds of industries. It could lead to new technologies, new jobs in areas we can't even imagine yet. This agreement, it's planting seeds for those possibilities.
It's really exciting when you think about it that way.
It is, but it's also important to be realistic, right?
Oh, for sure.
The BIDA chairman himself acknowledges that some of those big, tangible benefits, like seeing a Bangladeshi astronaut, they're probably a ways off. Maybe 2-3 decades even.
Okay, so this is a long-term play.
Definitely. It's about laying the groundwork, building capacity over time.
So if we had to summarize, what would you say is the most significant aspect of all this? What's the key takeaway for our listeners?
I think it's this. Bangladesh is making a conscious choice to be a part of the future of space exploration. And it's not just symbolic. They're taking concrete steps.
A real commitment.
Yes. And it's not just about that distant dream of space travel. It's about strengthening their scientific capabilities, creating opportunities for their young people. It's a long game, but it has the potential to be transformative.
Absolutely. It's a bold move. And, it makes me think about all the other times in history when something seemingly small, some initial commitment, has led to these huge, unexpected changes. Like, think about the early days of flight or the internet. Those things probably seemed pretty niche at the time, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
And what role does international collaboration play in those moments? In humanity's journey to explore and understand the universe, it's often through these kinds of partnerships that we achieve the most remarkable things. And who knows what amazing discoveries and advancements await us in this new era of space exploration. Bangladesh, they're now a part of that story, and it's going to be fascinating to see where this journey takes them.
It really is.
So for our listeners out there, think about that. What other seemingly insignificant events are happening right now that might actually hold the key to some incredible future developments? What role will international collaboration play in shaping that future? And what role might each of us play in our own small way in pushing the boundaries of what's possible? It's something to ponder, isn't it?
Food for thought, for sure. Well said.
Thanks.
And to our listeners, as always, thanks for joining us on this deep dive. We'll catch you next time.
Visit them.